CFA Nation, Gabe, and I'm here to bring you guys another installment of R3 Wickets, Eddie Mush edition. Oh my gosh, we're talking about Australia versus India's second T20. Okay, I got home from work last night, midnight. So this is like Gabe the Night Watchman. You guys know how I do it. And I mean, for so long in this game, Australia was in control of this game, and I don't know where to begin. Once again, another loss. I figured if Nick's not on the stream, maybe at least I'll get a win. I don't remember what winning looks like anymore. You got to be kidding me. Oh, my gosh. It's just brutal, guys. It's brutal. You can't make it up. Eddie Mush. That's who I am. You know what? Go ahead, stick them in the bathroom, because I am salt. I have people begging me. When things started looking bad and India looked like they started catching up, all the Australian fans were like, Gabe, go to sleep. We don't want you watching, because it's out there. How is this possible? Oh, my gosh. Let's jump right into this game. What did I like? I'm going to go ahead and start with the Australian side. I was rooting for Australia. All right, guys. I got to say, finally, I saw my man Smudge perform. All right, 46 for 38, 121 strike rate. He did his job. All right, he absolutely did his job. Smudge put up some great rate. I mean, again, I asked everybody, what's a good score here? They said anything, above 170 is good, 170, 180. It wasn't like Australia didn't score. They put up 194 and still lost. Now, you also had Wade, and I know Wade's an older wicket keeper. I remember on the show, the test, they brought him back they brought him back after, I forgot who was hurt, and he performed well. 34 years old, but man, 58 runs on 32 balls. Wade's a savage. Wade's an absolute savage. I loved his performance. Him and Smudge together put up 100 combined. The Big Show Maxwell, 22 runs on 13 balls, 169 strike rate. I mean, they put up runs. They did what they had to do. Your boy Stonenis with the huge strike rate, 228, 16 runs on only 7 balls. Like I said, I cannot be mad at that effort. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. What did I like? Honestly, as far as Australia is concerned, it's tough. Adam Zampa did his job. 4 overs, 36 runs, 1 wicket, right? And he had a strike rate of 9, though. The smallest economy rate was Swepson, 4 overs, 25 runs, 1 wicket, right? 625 economy rate. And that was it. Because even if Glenn Maxwell, the Big Show, 1 over, 19 runs. Oh, my gosh, he got hootied. Could you imagine if they gave him 4 overs? He got absolutely shellacked. But we'll talk about that later. All right. This is what I liked. What did I like on the India side? Guys, India's fortunes have turned around since Kohli made one decision. He brought in Natarajan. Natarajan is an absolute savage. This guy he threw the most wickets in the IPL. I think it was 58 wickets. Yorkers in the IPL. I think it was 58 Yorkers. And so far, he's been an absolute savage. He helped, I should say, India win that last ODI versus Australia. Here he is at it again, getting wicket. This guy, Natarajan, is a wicket taker. So on the Indian side, that's where I want to start with. Natarajan did his job. He did his job, guys. And you know what? Got to give Kohli some credit. We're going to crush him when he doesn't make good decisions. Bringing in Natarajan was a good choice. I don't think that he should be off the team, period. Okay? Chahal, they ended up bringing Chahal back for this one. He got rocked. All right? We'll talk about that later. But, Natarajan should be a staple now. A staple on basically all the Indian international teams. I don't care if it's T20, if it's Test, if it's ODI. He is an absolute savage. He's proven himself a big time player. All right. On the batting side, okay, there are some huge performances. Dewan eats 50s for breakfast, man. 50s and 100s, and then gives you some ducks. But Dewan, 52 for 36, half century there, 144 strike rate. KL Raul, 30 runs, 22 balls, 136 strike rates. All right. Kohli, we've been talking about him not performing. Kohli, 166 strike rate, 40 for 24. I mean, he got dismissed a little soft. We'll talk about that later. But again, he put in work. But if I'm an Indian fan, what did I really like? Pandya. Somebody right before they said, oh, he's not a finisher. He ain't a finisher. 42 for 22, 190 strike rate. He literally won the game for them. He was an absolute savage. And I've seen him do this before. You know, the Pandyan brothers, these are some of Nick's favorite players. Okay, we learned about them on the Netflix show about the Mumbai Indians, right? Cricket Fever. But I'm telling you guys, it's you know, he's part of the reason that the Mumbai Indians won a championship this year. Again, this guy comes into bat at what, 6, I think it is. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And, you know, he's towards the end. And again, he can give you 42 runs on 22 balls, guys. And he's done it for the Mumbai Indians various times. This guy's an absolute savage. All right, guys. And really, that's what was to like the most about India. What did I hate? Oh, here it goes. Let's talk about Australia and let's talk about the bowling. Now, on the bowling side, what did I hate from Australia? First of all, if I'm gonna give the captain some credit, Wade, for his 58 runs, I'm also gonna crush him. Now, he had an unbelievable catch too. When he got Kohli, it was balled by Sams, which actually it should have been a wide because it bounced a foot over his head. Kohli jumped up. I don't even know what he was doing. He tried to not edge it, but uppercut it. And somehow Wade came down with that catch. He played well, but his bowling decisions were atrocious. And I know what people are going to say, but Gabe, they didn't have all their A bowlers. There was no Paddy Cummings. There was no Mitchell Marsh. Guess what? India didn't have their A bowlers. They didn't have wow, it's escaping my mind right now. India didn't have Bumrah, right? They had no Bumrah. They sat him down. They sat down a lot of their good bowlers on both sides. So you got to work with what you got to work with. But you saw what happened to Sams, okay? Earlier on, you saw what's happened to Sams early. That's who you chose to bowl the last over for you. I don't get it. And I understand his hands were hamstrung a little bit. Okay, he had already bowled swept in for 4. Zampa, he's a spinner, so you don't want to bowl him in the death overs. So his 4 were out of there. Glenn Maxwell also, you know, he got destroyed his 1 over. But I'll tell you right now, you know, he didn't go to Abbott. I can't blame him because Abbott's looked shaky. He got rocked as well. But man, it was bad. It was absolutely bad. Ty had already used his 4 overs by that time. And I think misusing his bowlers ended up costing him, okay? He could have separated it a little earlier. He's opened up the game with Sams. And then ended the game with Sams. Think about that for a second. Guy had an 11-18 strike rate. The only strike rate worse than his, well, Ty had 11.75 strike rate, but he actually finished his 4 overs where Sams didn't. And, of course, Maxwell, like I mentioned earlier. But I'm telling you guys, the bowling was atrocious. And you know that, I mean, put Stoinis in there. I've seen Stoinis go in and get wickets at the end. I've seen Stoinis in the IPL, in Sarjar, you know, go out there and hold a tight lead. This was just, I don't get it. You know, it was absolutely brutal. Okay. That's what I hated. Like I said, Australia's batters did enough to win, so I'm not even going to crush their batters. It was the bowling. On the Indian side, okay, what did I hate? First and foremost, Chahal got right. I was arguing for Chahal to come back in when they pulled him out of the lineup, when Kohli did it in the last game. But Chahal, when you have 51 runs, you got Hootie that only got 1 wicket. Cousin, you need to step it up. All right? Chahar also got lit up, 12 economy rates, 4 for 48, no wickets. Can't do that, guys. Can't do that. I mean, the bowling on both sides, I get it. This is not their A bowling, guys, but you're in there. You're an athlete. You need to do what you got to do. And it was disappointing. on both ends. Again, this wasn't like it was a tight one. I asked, guys, what does this pitch normally, what's a good score? 170, 180, 194, 195. That was a score. India wins by 6 wickets. All right. The bat, I mean, it was just absolutely atrocious. The bowling was rough. And, guys, I'm telling you right now, you know, it's funny. I get it. I'm looking at this, right? And right away, I'm like, okay, no Aaron Finch. As soon as I come in the game, Finch is out. He's injured, Gabe. Okay, cool. No Finch. Wait, where is Cummings? Oh, no Cummings. We're getting ready for test. Okay, no Patty Cummings. Sure, no problem. Where's Hazelwood? No Hazelwood either. Oh, okay, no Hazelwood, no Patty Cummings. All right, you know what I mean? What? No, obviously still no Mitchell Marsh. She's got some family issues. Like, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. So I get it. But guess what? India also didn't have 2 of their biggest arms. And I get it. They're all getting ready for tests. But if you're thrown into the fire, you got to perform. That's the bottom line. Now, it wasn't a blowout by any stretch of imaginations. This was a close game. Again, India won by 6 wickets, but literally there were 2 deliveries left. Okay, it was in the 20th over, 2 deliveries left. So Australia could have easily won this game. Again, Sams gave it up. 2 sixes, by the way. 2 sixes in that last over. You cannot do that. And it was just disappointing, guys. It was just disappointing. You know, with that being said, what did I learn? I learned that there's a lot of talent, a lot of guys out there I didn't know on Australia. I know most of the Indian players because of the IPL, but I'm learning a lot more about the Australian players. And I got to say, it's making my job tougher deciding who I want to go with in the Big Bash League. Okay. But, yeah, it's there's a lot of talent. I knew about Wade from the show The Test, but I actually hadn't seen him play live. I saw him play. I think he's way better than Alex Carey. I'm sorry. I think he needs to replace Alex Carey in both ODI and in Test. This guy can rake. He's a veteran. You know, he's not a captain, but that's, you know, Finchie was out. You know, he's not expected to be a captain. Those are the decisions Finchie is going to make when he's in there captaining the team. On the Indian side, what did I learn? I learned that Natarajan is a real deal, man. You know, we were all shocked. Nick and I were shocked when they left off guys like Bishnoi, right? We were like, how do you leave off Bishnoi from the international team? All 3 squads, he got snubbed. You know, how do you leave off what's somebody else that got us really upset, pissed off when that came out? Oh, you know what? Nick was like, well, how does that happen? They left off Bishnoi and they left off Tawadia, right? So there's still more in the cookie jar, guys. There's still more bowlers, but Natarajan is an absolute savage. He needs to be a staple on that international team, whichever format, because he showed he could bowl in ODI and he could bowl in the T20 format. All right, obviously he could bowl in T20 format. Yorker specialist. Every team needs one of these guys. All right, guys. Well, you know, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. That's my thoughts on this episode of R3 Wickets. Once again, Gabe Mush here. Gabe Mush with yet another loss. I know Nick is loving it. You know, hopefully we're gonna catch some South Africa action. That game got postponed or canceled. I'm not sure because of COVID. Hopefully everybody's okay. Let us know in the comments what you thought about this game. And until next time, that's 6 runs.